Hey everyone, so we're here at the old pumpkin patch, and I haven't grown pumpkins here for 2 seasons, and the reason is it gets too much shade. We get evening shade from the pine trees, and this is a windbreak row. I don't know what the bushes are called offhand, but we just get a lot of shade from these other trees. We've got a walnut tree here, and it would get direct sun in the afternoon only. It is a great space to use for livestock. Our actual mowing acreage is 5 acres, and we're trying to mow less and less. We're just north of the sunflower field here. So what I'm doing, what I have my husband doing, we are adding this area for pigs. So I have a small holding area here you see. We use a lot of old fuel tanks for shelters for the animals, and these are my really big Tamworths. They're the actual parents of my sows, and they're getting ready to have their first litter since they've been here, and they've been here just about a year. So they had the small holding area. You can see Trey and the girls over there, and those are a couple of 10 or 12 foot panels, and they had 2 of those each so that when they were separated. So we've taken down the one. They've temporarily been moved to a livestock trailer, and this is going to be 24 by 80. So what we're doing for them is we've got the 4x4 posts, and then we're connecting them each with the 2x6s, and it's a 16-foot cattle panel for them. And the reason he chose the cattle panels is we're going to do electric fence also, and the cattle panels were a heavier gauge wire than the hog panels. The fence gates are 8-foot gates, and they only have them in hog panels on them, which is really good for the little pigs. If you ever don't have power, they're going to go right through these other sections, so we have to make sure that we always have electric power. We got a 10-mile electric fence that is going through here, and you can see they're all up there working on a corner post. And this row of bushes is getting cut back. The whole pen, the 80, is going to be cut in half so that there can be a separate holding area for when you wean the sow from the piglets. Here we've got our pile of supplies. So we'll have a total of 3 gates. We've got the first one mounted here, and then for easy loading and unloading, we're going to have one in the center for dividing groups of pigs, and then one at the other end for if you have to load some or bring more in. And I'm still a little ways away from the house. That's the house just there beyond. We won't have a hydrant up here probably this year, so we'll still be doing it by hose and by bucket. So we're trimming back the bushes beyond where his corner post is so that I have a walking way to be able to drag the hose or just to walk through with feed buckets to the second panel down. And because this gets a good amount of shade, they'll still be comfortable in the warmer months. We're in August right now, and it is, I don't know, roughly 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So they'll still be getting shade in this area. So we'll show you some completion videos spliced in here. Thanks. Okay everyone, so adding into the video, I wanted to tell you a couple things that we're doing a little bit differently. Because of the length of the pen that we're doing, I said that this is a 40 by 80 pen. We're dividing it in half. On this side, we just did one long row of continuous fence, 16 panel after 16 panel, 16 foot. So here we have the post driven in for the gate hanger posts, and it's going to wrap around this post. You have to hang your gate with the pigs to be able to get a good spacing for your support posts before you continue on. this is going to be like our nursery pen. We didn't want to have any big gaps for the baby pigs, and we are going to run electrical through it also, so that will make a difference. But because of the division, one thing is about the corner that I wanted to mention. He's got his corner posts here so that you have the most nailing surface available. And I've taken some pictures to show you also. But on his cross section here, he has also nailed in the end of the board for extra support and strength at your corners. With your staples, you don't want to staple on your upright wires because they don't actually touch the board. The ones that go across horizontal do touch because they're on the inside, and these are laid on the horizontals. And then your staples you want on your horizontals, because otherwise the pigs will come up and push up, and then they've got all of this space of this 2x6 to be able to raise the panels. So make sure that you staple on the horizontal. He uses 6 nails, and they're the 16D vinyl coated sinker nails. We buy the big 50-gallon tub of those for around the farm, and it usually lasts us anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on what we've got going. But they're good for in the barn and in the pens. So here we have an 8-foot section, and that's because of splitting the pen right down the middle. We wanted to give it extra strength, so the 8-foot section is nailed on the outside in this case, because if you were to overlap it here, you're not going to get as much strength. You'll still have the same amount of nailing surface. So if that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask me questions, I'll explain it. The fence panels are galvanized, and they're very strong. We cut them in half with his torches. If you don't have torches, you may be able to cut it with bolt cutters. I don't know for sure, so I don't want to tell you to go out and buy bolt cutters for cutting it. But if you don't have a use for torches, you certainly don't need to go out and buy those. The little small pocket pipe cutters could possibly cut it too. I'm not real sure. It is semi-soft. He says that it is probable that if it'll cut through a padlock, then it will do that for you too. So it's coming along. We have to do the panel for that section. We've got the old fuel tank that we're going to roll in here for her, and this will be your new home. Well, everyone, the pig pen is finished, and this is Willow and Wilbur. They've been waiting to get in here, and now they're going to have some happy times. They're digging.
Hi,
They've gone from small stalls and in the barn to finally out here to their home. And this is where they'll stay. We'll keep them together for a couple of days, and then we'll remove him over to the new section that's still to be completed. We've got to do about 7 sections on it still. So they're real happy. They're digging. They go right to it. I know. I don't want you sticking your hands in. Oh, we don't want her sticking her hands in. Wilbur here has tusks. So unless you want to sedate him and have him cut, you have to call someone in to do it. They can be unmanageable for just your farmer or homesteader. But she looks real good. Her teats appear to be bagging out, and she should be having babies soon. She's been off of her feed for a couple of days. And this was kind of a late call on moving her, but she's in and she's going to be happy. And we've given them a bait pile with some apples and some corn, and they're going after the pine cones in the dirt. And we'll just keep a close eye on her for a couple of days, and hopefully I'll be able to show you a video of some baby pigs in a few days. But this is her. She's an older pig. She is about 5.5 or 6 years old. So you can see her udders, her teats, they've been more pendulous in the past, and she has been starting to bag up for about 10 days now, maybe 12. So on an older pig it can take longer. She hasn't had any milk leakage yet, so just keep watching her.